Hi, for these decorations I will use air drying clay. I'm starting with white clay. From both sides I put plywood planks. They will help to roll clay in equal thickness. Next is a very important step. After rolling the clay, lift out this piece to make sure it hasn't stuck. As a print, I chose plants. Definitely I won't surprise anyone. It's a fairly common technique, but nevertheless I wanted to try it. I don't press too much, just slightly. To make a round shape, I use cookie cutter and drinking straw for a hole. I hope these steps are clear, so I won't dwell on them anymore. And here I outline the borders on the decorations in advance, and for concealing them I place the fern. In some places I press down with my finger. It's better to take more embossed plants. Now the nail powder comes into play. And silicone stamps. I apply powder on it and press. I thought one time wasn't enough, so I pressed once again. Due to the fact that clay is wet a bit, nail powder don't stick to it. If it was polymer clay, then everything would be cool. I tried to apply powder to clay itself first, and something even came out of it. Also I take terracotta clay and mix it with white one to get lighter shade. Here you may compare. I follow all the same steps, plus smooth the surface with water. For the next design, I tinned clay with food dye, and it turned to be very successful. Clay becomes lighter as it dries, so keep this in mind if you want to achieve a rich color. Also, it's better to wear gloves if you don't want to bend yourself too. As you can see, I started rolling out the clay, but after tinting you need to let it dry a little. Food dye is liquid, and we know that if the clay is moistened, it will become softer and more sticky. Therefore, it simply stuck to the file, and you would make porridge instead of decoration, but do not try to eat it. I cut out different circles with the same cookie cutters. If you can cut out the figures and not put them away, then it's totally gorgeous. Remember to leave the clay immediately after rolling and smooth it with water. Here is the intermediate result. I process the edges with sandpaper. And then paint them. I won't surprise anyone with this decision either. In general, it's better to do this step a little later. Elements with printing I paint with watercolor. The main thing is not to overdo it. As we use a lot of water, the decorations become more vulnerable and may break. And now I wash off the excess paint like this and leave it to dry completely. After that, I finally sand the back and front surfaces to remove the excess watercolor completely. And I clean the dust with the brush. However, we need to protect the decorations with something. I tried to coat with matte acrylic varnish, right, and PVA glue, left, but I wasn't satisfied with both options, since they still gave a gloss. Therefore, I diluted PVA glue with water approximately 1:1. This will allow the glue to be absorbed better into the clay and it won't shine. and you can see that the surface remains matte. On the left, the decoration is not covered with glue. Dark, still damp areas are visible here, and when the glue dries, the clay will return to its light color. And only now it's better to paint edges. It remains only to make a loop for hanging. As for other decorations, I combine them as I like best. And I will fix with such rings. In this particular case, I need to make sure that the circle in the center doesn't angle. To do this, the rings need to be connected from different sides. I know, I'm an artist from God, but I try to make it as clear as possible. Already behind the scenes, I glued 2 parts. And in order to place such a bead in the center, I do the following manipulations. And again, to prevent it from dangling, from the back side I clamp the rings. Here you can see the difference. That's what I made.